Good evening. Hey, it's my I should use a radio voice. This is a radio show, right? Should use a radio voice. I really should do this. It's 7 o'clock p.m. here in Mountain Standard Time. I am your host, Brandon Bishop of the Brandon Bishop Podcast, and you are joining us live. We are on the YouTube page for SITV. We are on the Facebook page for SITV, and you're even on this guy's personal Facebook page. And I'm going to use my radio voice for this entire thing for at least the next hour right now. No, I'm not. I've already annoyed myself enough. I think I've annoyed you. I've probably just lost everybody who just, we actually had a little influx there. And then I used my radio voice. And now you're all just like, I'm not going to listen to that. I'm not going to do it. So what is the Brandon Bishop Podcast, in case you haven't ever watched any of these 67 or 64 episodes that we've done so far? It's this. You've already caught the gist of it. It's I don't normally do these live. I usually record these. And I do interviews, I do all kinds of stuff like at all different times during the week, and I kind of etch it all together, but I'm kind of lazy. Now, don't get me wrong. I had to light up the room. Let me tell you the day that I've had today, okay? When I woke up this morning, I was excited. UPS sent me an email. They're like, Brandon, guess what? And I went, what, UPS? Because I got a lot of stuff coming to this door, right? But I live in an apartment, and they've started locking the outer door, like the glass door you have to get into my place, which I love having that locked because I don't like to be bothered. I'm the top floor guy in the back. I got the best apartment. It's a Brandon cave in here. It's a museum to all things Aside TV and basically me. But when they lock that door out there, the UPS guy cannot get in. Now, the notification said they'll be there between 3:30 and 8 o'clock tonight. It's a pretty big window, so I'm thinking, okay, about 3 o'clock, I'll start peeking out the window. And on the phone, they send you, I have an app. I have the UPS app because we always get a lot of packages here. I always get a lot of packages here. I have the UPS app, okay? Normally, it'll tell you 5 stops away, 4, 3, 2 stops away. You're next. Nope, not this time. I was staring at the damn phone all morning. My driver, who's actually a really cool guy, I've seen him a million times here. We're like best friends now because he brings so many damn boxes here. He couldn't get in, but he was also an hour early. No notifications from the UPS app. No, nothing. So it's a little frustrating. Hey, Courtney, how you been, girl? So anyways, that's not anywhere near where the story ends. I get the little sticker, which is on the outside door. So I go down there. I'm like, okay, because they give you a notification that says, we tried to deliver it early without notification, but we tried to deliver it. Not the driver's fault. I'll get to him later. He's cool. So I go down there, I get my sticker off, and it says, we have a port by my house, and that's Advanced Auto Parts, which is funny. Because me and my ex-girlfriend and current friend, Ayan and Ayana and my son, we all did a commercial for Advanced Auto Parts. Different story. If you look up Advanced Auto Parts on YouTube, commercial, family, I think it said family on it or something. That's us. Check it out. It's interesting. Anyway, so it's 3:30. They said it'll be at Advanced Auto Parts at 5:30. So what does Brandon do when I get frustrated? Tell me, what do I do when I get frustrated? Yeah, I shop and eat. So first place I go to Camping World. And this is me. I'm just like, okay, I got 2 hours. I'm going to go have some fun, go do some shopping around, some goofing around. Go to Camping World. I buy a collapsible bowl for the van. Awesome. I'm having a good time. I go and look at some vans. I look at some RVs. I'm in my element. There's a nice girl up there named Allison. She was a lot of fun to hang out with. And Camping World in Fountain, Colorado. It was a good time. I had a good time. Only knocked off about 45 minutes. So I go to Target because I needed to buy a pee bottle. Let's talk about my pee bottle. I have a very good pee bottle in my van, but I've peed in it so much. You're talking hundreds of times in the last 6 months. Hey, you hit play, okay? You're going to hear what I want to talk about. but I need a new pee bottle, and I need a pee bottle with a wide opening. I mean, wow, this thing is like literally like I need to, I'm kidding, of course, but you do need a wide opening because you don't want to shove it into a Coke bottle by any means, you know? Um, anyway, my mom might be watching, so I'll behave. So I was looking for a new pee bottle. Looked at Camping World where I bought my old one, and I was going to get a new one just like it because it's perfect. And you also need one where the lid has a little rubber attachment to the bottle so you don't lose the lid. Because if you're peeing when you're driving, which I've done, I'm really good at, by the way, you pull your pants on. We talked about this last week. You pull your pants down, you stick the bottle in the pants, you kind of lock it with your knees, you stick Mr. Floppy right there in the, Mr. Floppy shove him into the bottle, and then you pee and you don't make a mess. You don't do any after dribbles. It's perfect. It's actually better than peeing in a toilet. I love it because there's just no chance of anything wrong. There's no chance of chaos. It's just confined right there. So Mr. Floppy's in the bottle. You pee in, and here's why you need a lid that attaches to it, because if you have a lid that attaches to it, you won't drop the lid. Okay, it just hangs off to the side. So you're peeing, and if you drop the lid and it's not attached to the bottle, next thing you know, you're peeing and you're like, oh crap, because you can't have an open bottle of pee. That's awful. There's bad things are going to happen if you have an open bottle of pee. So I'm looking, you're looking around for the cap. I've never had to do that because mine attaches to the bottle. I'm eliminating problems before they happen. That's why I was looking for the certain type of pee bottle. And it's not actually a pee bottle. It's actually a drink. It's way bigger than this, but it's, you want one with some capacity too. I think mine holds like 40 ounces of my pee. That's a lot of pee. And I fill that thing up every single day when I'm on the road. Trust me. That's the first thing I do when I wake up at a Cracker Barrel or wake up wherever I'm waking up doing the van life thing, is I look down and go, damn, I must have peed a lot last night. This thing's like, how did it not spill when I was peeing? Like, it's crazy. Anyways, I'm going to get off the pee thing and get back to the UPS, but couldn't find a pee bottle. So I went to Target and went to Camping World. No pee bottles anywhere that's suitable for my peeing needs in the van. Anyway, so I'm doing all that, and I called Advanced Auto Parts. We're like, yeah, the UPS guy's here. Like, cool. Yes, this is going to work out just fine. So I drive 15, 20 minutes to the Advanced Auto Parts store. Wrong UPS guy. So, when you boil water, it starts to just start simmering a little bit, and you're just like, okay, it's going to boil pretty soon. That was Brandon. I was the simmering guy. By the way, I went to the dentist this morning and got this side done. I got this side last week. Look at these. Look at this. Look at this, dude. They're so clean. They're so nice. I have not had a dental cleaning in 13 years. No picks, no drills, no nothing. In 13 years, no problems at all. I floss every day. I brush my teeth sometimes 2-3 times a day, whatever. No problems. It's pretty sweet. I was pretty happy about that. I've been blessed with the good teeth. No dentures or nothing. Look at these. Look at them. Anyway, that was before all this happened. So I leave Advanced Auto Part, and as I'm pulling out, I see another UPS truck. And all of this, by the way, is on the Asai TV Life YouTube show that we released. I release new episodes every Monday and Friday on the Asai TV YouTube page. Please go check that out. I think you'll really enjoy all the adventures of Asai TV when the cameras aren't rolling. Anyways, I'm checking to see. I'm getting comments here. So oh, dude, carbs. Yeah, trust me. I'm about to talk about that too. I'm getting to the shopping and eating. Eating's coming later. I'm talking about the shopping right now. Anyways, I follow. It's like a high-speed pursuit at this point without the high speed. I'm literally behind in my van, just following this UPS truck, and I'm just like, I'm gonna get this. I know it's gonna be my guy. I know it's gonna be him. It wasn't ultimately, but here's the thing. I never have problems with Amazon. I rarely have problems with FedEx, but I always have problems with UPS. My UPS delivery guy that comes here is awesome. This was more of my apartment's fault than the UPS, but their tracker was screwed up. I got no notifications, people. Fix your stuff. Anyway, so I'm following this UPS truck, and and then I get stuck by a red light. I couldn't see the light over the UPS truck. That's how close I was to him. And he just takes off, and I had to stop at the red light, lost him. But then another one came. There's a lot of freaking UPS trucks in Colorado, man. Let me tell you. Another one came, and I followed that one, and I followed him right to where they park their trucks and end their day and they get off of work. And I went up and there's a guy walking by. I said, "Hey, man." And the building was shut down too. It was closed. They closed at 4 and I got there at like 5:30. So I say, "Hey, man, I got this ticket. I really need to get this thing today." And by the way, it was a center console for my van. I got rid of all the buckets and the little baskets and things that I have in the middle, and I got an actual center console with a lock on it and more cup holders, and it's badass. I love it. It fits perfect. So I go to this guy, and he's like, "Well, hey, man, let me get your address, and I'll find your driver." And he did. He was off work. Like, he went so far above and beyond. Like I said, my driver's cool, and this guy, whoever he was, I was gonna give him $20 for his time because he's working after he's already off, and he found the driver. The driver calls me, and I meet him 10 minutes later, and I got my package. I should have got it at my door at 2:00 instead of, like, closer to 6. Anyways, then I realized I had not eaten anything that day. So, I am now addicted to Venezuelan food. If you've not had Venezuelan food, that's Venezuelan food. This is an empanada. Mhm. The crust is made out of cornbread. Mm. So damn good. And also, I was hungry, okay? I ordered with my eyes. This was really good. I don't even remember what the hell this is called. It's like a bunch of meat, a bunch of carbs stuffed into a flatbread thing, and oh god, Venezuelan food, dude. I love you, Mexican food, but you're number 2 now, okay? Sorry if I'm chewing and talking and eating. Unfreaking believable. So yeah, I just stopped there and I got here just enough time to turn on the blue light, put this white light on, hit record, and I'm literally hi. How you doing? It's just been that kind of day. It's been nonstop. While I was at Target, I picked up. Did you know that Target matches Amazon prices if you show them the listing on Amazon? That's freaking nuts. I had no I wish I would have known that. I bought so much stuff at Target that I would have just picked up instead of having to order. I bought these little guys, these little Amazon Blink mini things. This one's for outside looking over the parking lot. This one's for my bedroom so I can record myself sleeping and just watch myself all day and night. Speaking of people that want to watch me sleeping, man, I was going to talk to this guy a little bit later, but I see that he's here now, and there's no bad time for Vinny Vineyard, the Funk Master from Wrestling with Ghost. He's the actor and lead actor and director and writer of like The Hike, which is on Amazon that you can watch right now. Amazon Prime. Go there, type in The Hike. You'll see this guy's ugly ass mug. He's not ugly, he's really hot, but you'll see his mug and Luke and the whole gang. They got this little gang that I got to hang out with him, and I wanted to say hi to him. Where's he at? There he is. Let me get you a little bigger there, baby. Can you hear me? Oh,
jeez. We're on the funk train, baby.
You are on the funk. I'm on the funk train. You're not on the funk train. You are the funk train.
What are you doing eating all the... I thought you lied to us. You say you eat what you want on the road, and now you're vegan at home, and now you're eating everything that should be illegal to import in this country.
There's a very good explanation for this. You ready?
You're very professional, yes.
I have fallen off the wagon. That's just it. There's no other way to say it. I've completely fallen off the carnivore diet wagon.
Damn you. I was working out for my movie every day, and it's been about 2.5 weeks, and I have this mental block. I'm about to pick it up Monday. I'm going to give myself a couple more days, but I hate eating well, and I hate exercising. And when you're this age and you're trying to do things besides watch Judge Judy all day long or court TV, which is what I've been doing, I blame the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case for my...
You watched that?
Oh, yeah. It's highly entertaining.
I've not watched a second of that, and I'm very proud of saying that.
Well, if you know anyone who's a narcissistic liar, who's caused you pain, it's a very fun trial to watch because the person, Amber Heard, in my opinion, is just a wretched liar, and she's she's looking terrible. She reminds me of somebody in my personal life. So it is like watching a bad villain from your own life just getting grilled in front of and just getting grilled on Twitter. It's a terrible situation. I'm not Team Depp or.
I just don't feel like it's my business.
I agree with that.
I don't want to know about their lives. I don't care about them at all.
I don't either. I
like Johnny Depp. I do. I've always liked his movie. I don't know about him, but I like his movies.
Again, I don't care about Johnny Depp. I'm not a Johnny Depp fan. I just like this woman has been caught in so many lies, and she's a sociopath. She's borderline personality disorder. They'll sit there and go, "You've been caught in this lie." And she's like, "I didn't say that." And they're like, "Play the recording of you saying that." And it's like, well, that was me talking about something else. Play the video that we have of you saying that wasn't about something else. And it's just this, it just reminds me, to be honest, if we're going to be honest here, it reminds me of my mother-in-law who's dead now, thank God. But,
nice.
Well, she was a terrible person. So this is like watching a young, beautiful version of my mother-in-law being railroaded on the stand.
Here's the thing: if it was somebody I gave a shit about hating, does that mean, you know what I mean? If it was Donald Trump on that stand, and Melania was like the superhero instead of Johnny Depp, and just roasting him, and I never said that, or whatever, and that would make me happy, and I still wouldn't watch it.
It's not about who they are, because I don't care. I was telling the Queen of Funk over here, the last Johnny Depp movie I gave a crap about was Ed Wood, which was a great movie, but the guy doesn't do anything for me. I don't care about the Pirates movies. I don't care about what he does, something with Harry Potter. I don't care about that. I don't care about any, but Ed Wood was good. But again, I wouldn't call myself a fan. He doesn't need my fan. But there were people there. There were like people lining up in Fairfax, Virginia. There's alpacas for people to pet. People are lining up at 1:00 like it's a rock concert. It's a pretty wild thing. So yeah, that's what's been consuming me. It's something me and various people in my house can talk about, since we don't have a lot in common around here. So yeah, that's what's been consuming me.
Oh boy, hang on.
I hear myself.
Yeah,
I want to hear myself talking to myself. Can I interview myself this way?
You should. How are you?
I'm tired today. I'm not. Actually, took about an hour nap. It's been. And my glasses. Thank you. I just got these today. These are the Captain Fantastic frames from Walmart, and I'm actually going to convert these into actual prescription eyeglasses, and they're funky as hell.
What are you playing in the background right there? What is that?
This game's brand new. It's a brand new game from.
It looks brand new for 1983.
It is a brand new Atari 7800 game that just got released last Saturday called Wizard's Dungeon. One of the things I do in my free time is I review Atari games, and I got a website, Atari 7800 Forever. It's the biggest one on the planet, but I got me and a couple other guys that review these things. And this game's pretty good. We had
And you probably get more views on that than you do on your movies, right?
No.
That's not an insult to the movies. The movies are great, but people love that stuff.
The movies are, especially the illegal downloads, we're getting insane. But this game here, this is called Night Guy in Castle Days. It's for the Atari 7800. I don't know if anybody would care. That is a very fun game. It's actually one of the funnest games I've ever played for any system, and that just got released last Saturday. New games.
2800 guy, man.
A what?
2800 guy.
You mean 2600?
2600. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, I can tell you're a professional.
Look, this is why everybody in the 80s could jerk off better than any kids right now.
That's true.
Because we had the wrist. We made this happen.
But
oh shit.
The control pad, one would say, parts of that could the NES control pad could be kind of construed as some other. I was playing my downloaded thievery Nintendo system with like 1,800 games on it. Yeah, that could be moving that control pad around with your thumb. That you can use that in advantageous situations with the lady folk.
Absolutely. So yeah, this is taking a weird turn. We got to hang out just a couple weeks ago, man. I had a very good time with you guys. I've never seen you and Luke in the same place at the same time, which I was
Is that
starting to
right?
think. I was starting to think that maybe you were the same person, and you just kind of switched back and forth personas. But no, it was a really good time. I got to, excuse me, I'm belching Venezuelan
You
food.
were very professional.
Got to meet Amber Schultz. This is her name.
Yeah,
Amber Schultz.
she
She's
made an
really
impression.
cool.
She made an impression. I can tell.
No, she's cool, man.
She's a great. She's in her newest movie that's been released, WJHC. She's got a couple of parts, but she was really a behind the scenes cat. But she was on the screen for a little bit. Couple different roles actually she played. So yeah, she's a great. She's a good work wife. You know, you have people that take care of stuff and they make sure people are feeling good and she's like a fluffer. No, she's not like that. She's like the band mom is what she is. She's good at making people. She's always good to have around. Always, it's like having a Care Bear around.
So you said it's always interesting to see the city that you live in through the eyes of a tourist. You live in the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area, which is hillbilly Vegas. And what did you learn on on this trip about where you live and everything?
It really is fun. You when you get, I'm just a cynical fuck and with everything, and I try not to be. I try to be a positive ray of happy sunshine. And it just doesn't work. It's but when you're there with a friend or somebody who's unfamiliar and you're kind of walking through town, getting out of the car, walking, getting away from these screens, getting away from a computer, getting away from sitting around on your sofa, and you're walking with friends and you're seeing things and you're telling stories and telling jokes and you're having experiences with each other and, oh, look at that, look at this crap. And
See, I'm trying to do that here in Colorado Springs because it feels like I've done everything that the city has to offer that I would even be remotely interested in doing. And lately, though, I've been we found Dragon Man's, which is, I don't know if you've seen some of the stuff we've done there, but it's like this. There's no military museum even that can touch it in the entire world. Nothing like it. It's insane. And then right next to it's this 50s, 60s diner type Elvis old cars. It's insane. When you come out here, and you will be out here someday, I have to take you to Dragon Man's. It's insane. Even if you're not interested in that stuff, you'll be like blown away. Plus, there's like a gun range and all these. You could buy machine guns, and it's crazy there. But it's just these weird things that you show up and you never know what you're gonna find. So I'd love to show you that kind of stuff.
In a town like Gatlinburg, there's such a dichotomy of 14 million people visited Gatlinburg last year. It was the number one tourist attraction in the United States. It even eclipsed Orlando. Yet, in the county itself, there's almost 40,000 people. It's a small town. So you go to buy ninja stars, or did we buy playing cards that look like a deck of cards that you can?
I don't know. So I black out when I'm in these kind of situations, and I just start buying shit and eating things.
You did.
I'm a very easily excitable person, though.
You bought a pen, a ballpoint pen that was a knife.
Yeah, my kids got it.
Okay. So the guy that we bought that from,
the crazy guy,
most crazy
but rich.
Extremely rich, but there's no he doesn't own the shop. He will take all his money and go down to my favorite Hispanic restaurant, which is in a Shell gas station. It's fucking phenomenal. And they have one of those quarter machines that you pop in and they start, it's one of those gambling machines where all the quarters are like magically glued to the edge. And he'll go down there for hours and put quarters and quarters and quarters and quarters. Who knows what the jackpot could be? $3.75 after an hour. I don't know. But he, that's all he does. And I didn't know he worked up there until we went into that Chinese bazaar restaurant or whatever, China bazaar or whatever it's called.
That's a little weird.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. When you get out and you start seeing the city, okay, you remember the waitress at the Italian restaurant hated my guts, right? Like she effing hated my guts. I paid for me and Luke's dinner. And then he gave her a 20. So she thought I was going to tip her too. And I said, hey, that tip was for me and Luke both.
And I tipped her.
Yeah, and then Luke, and then Amber. Well, Luke over tips. He's trying to get laid all the time. Is what he's
She
trying
probably
to do.
made $30 off of 4
Yeah,
people. That's
but
ridiculous.
she thinks I'm an a-hole for not tipping when it was I spent like $40 on the food. Luke threw in 20. He's the hero. She goes up and Luke's playing live music at a restaurant, and she goes up there and they kind of mac on each other. And I'm like, I'm the a-hole. That's what always happens in our relationships. Is Luke always comes out as the good guy, and
But you
I'm
want
actually,
that. You want that. You love
yeah,
that.
yes,
We're a lot alike. We are
yeah,
very much alike. It's really weird how much we're like for not knowing each other just a few years ago.
right.
But
That is
I
the
did
word.
learn about you. One thing I did learn about you though is that you're very opinionated and you really want people to accept your opinion. Am I wrong?
No, and I've been trying as I get older. I'm trying to keep my opinions to myself because I realize
Lasagna.
what I really
That's all I'm talking about is the lasagna here.
well, I want to unite people, but this is the thing, Brandon. You asked me, I take you to my favorite restaurant in the entire state of Tennessee,
Which is called
Best Italian. It's very meta. And there's actually 2 Best Italians in a town full of 4,000 people. And one is a lie. The other one is not nearly as good as the other one. So we go to the good one. And I'm telling you, seafood medley, the chicken palm, the calzone, going down all these things I've had. The linguine dishes are great. The freaking pastas. And you look at me and you go, how's the lasagna? I said, don't get the lasagna. Just don't. Motherfucker gets the lasagna. Has
nothing else look good. Nothing else look good.
Had the audacity to look at me and go, it's good. It's just not great. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I told you not to get the lasagna. So then we go down. You're like, I want some sweets. And I'm trying to find this one particular shop that is fire. You go into one like a bull or a child, a petulant child, and you get a caramelized apple.
It's so good though.
No, you came out and criticized it. You said it's not cold.
I said it wasn't as good as the ones here in Colorado at the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory.
You went into the wrong one. I was going to take you to the right one. You go to the wrong one. You come out. It's good. It's just the lasagna is good. It's just apple's good.
Back to the Italian place. Okay.
Nope.
I'm gonna be.
The third thing is this. The next day, you go to south of the border in South Carolina, which is a weird. Isn't that fucking weird down there? That is
It's south of the border. That's all of it I can say is I've always wanted to go there since I discovered it, and I went there. That's all.
Did you have fun?
I have fun everywhere. So it's a little weird. I have fun filming my little YouTube show, my little, hey, here we are. And I
love that place. It was so funny. We're going down there to do a wrestling with ghosts near Candy's new place. And nobody in the car wanted to go. And I was like, Travis, not even you? It's like, all right, this giant sombrero, isn't it the most racist place? And I hope Hispanics own it at least. I hope the money's going back. I hope it's not just some fat white guy that owns this place, but it's
it totally is.
Yeah, right. And this city that's all this city is this like 15 just roadside attraction, terrible, racist, stereotypical Hispanic crap, giant sombreros, giant donkeys, take a picture with a woman getting impaled by a donkey or whatever. So, I mean, it's just the worst stuff ever. And it's so fun and stupid down there.
The gift shop is amazing.
And you told me.
Yeah.
Through Messenger.
I'm going to get back to the Italian restaurant before we get too far away.
Why did you not tell me that the Mexican food here sucked? And I said, Brandon.
Did you?
You wouldn't have believed me. I told you about the lasagna. I told you about the candy shop. At that point, I said, let him do whatever he wants. Go down and eat the Mexican food at Diarrhea R Us, south of the border, the worst goddamn. And you're a Mexican food and Hispanic food aficionado. I had a Hiracha for lunch. I go in there and speak fluent Spanish to the people. I can speak restaurant Spanish. I ordered, paid. I'm a Hispanic food, Mexican and Honduran are my area of expertise. I know some Cuban dishes.
Get in Venezuelan food. It's amazing.
I don't know anything about South American food, except for like the Brazilian steakhouses. But okay, so go back to the Italian restaurant there.
First of all, that is the worst Italian food I've ever had in my life, and I've tried everyone else's plates, and it was all bad. And I'm going to be completely full disclosure with you. I lied to you. I lied to you out of just I needed to prove you wrong, because that's the kind of relationship I think we'd have if we were very close. We'd try to prove each other wrong, and not to be a leader, not to be dominant, not to be any of that stuff, but just because it's fun.
You're wrong.
We love to argue, and I love that. I love to playfully argue with people. It's my favorite thing. That's why I've been single for about a decade now.
Right.
But the lasagna was horrible. It was all cheese. I didn't even find the noodles. But so was Amber's dish that I tried. So was Luke's dish that I tried. It was bad. It was bad.
It wasn't.
I got to take it. Let's go to San Francisco. Let's go someplace with a really good Italian city.
We are in Tennessee.
I know. I'm saying though, that's okay. That's for Gatlinburg. For Gatlinburg, I'm sure it was great Italian food.
For the entire region,
it's right up there with Olive Garden. Let me tell you, it's
for the entire region. That's by far the best. When I had the seafood medley with linguine and red sauce, I actually teared up. It was the best Italian food I ever had down south. And I told you about the lasagna. I said, don't get the lasagna.
The candy shop. We walked a mile and it was like, is that it? No, that's not it. Is that it? And then you and Luke were almost arguing over where this place was.
He was
screw it. I'm like, screw it. I just want a candy apple at this point. I don't even care if it's good. Just give me some sugar. I need sugar. So that's it. South of the border, the food, if you go there for taking selfies and pictures and grab something from the gift shop, fantastic. It's fun. I like it. I have bumper stickers on my van cargo box. I have
freaking so much shit.
Magnets on my fridge. I got some crap for my kid. I got Pedro because apparently I'm racist too. And I've got, but if you eat,
disgusting.
Here's what I don't understand. I went to the Sombrero restaurant. If you go into a restaurant called the Sombrero restaurant, what would you expect to be on the menu, Vinny?
Well, first would be tacos.
Right, anything Mexican. They had club sandwiches, burgers, hot dogs, chicken nuggets, fries, and they had something like pepper spiced ribeye steak or something. That was like the closest thing to a Mexican dish they had at the Sombrero restaurant. Then listen. Okay, I go across the street, and there's a giant restaurant. What's on top of it? A sombrero. That's not Mexican food either. That's a steakhouse.
Get out.
Neither one of these places. And why is the Sombrero restaurant over here in a mini mall? And over there's the steakhouse that has a giant sombrero on top. Why not put the Sombrero restaurant in the Sombrero restaurant and then put the steak thing over there? And then the only place I had left, because the steakhouse was closed, and I left once I saw the menu at the Sombrero, I go to the hot tamale restaurant.
Come on, please.
Immediately, I'm like, okay, I see the word. There's a giant cheeseburger on the front. So I was like, oh, come on. Don't tell me don't tell me they don't have Mexican food at the freaking hot tamale. But I see tacos and nachos and like tamales written on the wall, like in decorative stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. I've had better burritos and tacos at any gas station in the United States. The staff there was a bunch of old ladies all yelling at each other.
Were they white or Hispanic?
I remember there was a black lady. She was very loud and yelling at everybody. There was a little old lady. They were nice, but just because you're nice doesn't mean you know what the F you're doing.
But they weren't Hispanic, is my point. They were all
no. There was no Mexicans within 40 miles of this place. I was the most Mexican person there, and I don't have any. I have and my son's an 8th Mexican or something. I don't know, but I just had no Mexican. There's nothing there. I got the tamale and 2 tacos. The tacos, like Jack in the Box, makes better tacos.
Jesus,
it took almost 40 minutes to get my food.
Get out for tacos and shit.
For 2 tacos. Oh, and a sausage on a stick, because when you're driving there, you see the giant signs that say you never saw such a place, right? It's a sausage, a place. I'm thinking, awesome. They got like amazing freaking sausages. This is going to be cool. I'm like, my mouth is, I didn't eat anything since Gatlinburg. I was like, okay, this is crazy. So I get there and I took one bite of each thing. I'm just like, and this is all on the Asai TV Life YouTube show. My disdain for that place. It's coming up soon.
Rough. Well, we went down there and we had some home cooked swamp bog, which was sent Travis into the woods. Travis actually had to he couldn't have used a pee bottle. He had to use a poo bucket. He went into the woods. So yeah, South Carolina is not the cuisine.
Oh, their restroom there. Don't use the restrooms there either. It's
yeah.
And here's the funniest thing about the restrooms there, and maybe you saw this. They have a restroom attendant.
It's south of the border?
It's the grossest restroom you'll ever see in your entire life. It smells like summer camp on the last day of summer camp.
And a guy's in there.
And there's a guy in there, I shit you not, with all the little like wipes and colognes and like little, just, the little stuff you would find in a fancy restaurant. Now he got all this stuff at Dollar Tree and he's sitting there with a towel and he hands you a towel at the end of it. I'm not making this up. As soon as I took a bite of each thing, I ran to the bathroom and I made trouser chili, brother. I just dropped trow and just went, I shit myself on the way there just about. And I walk in and I just devour this bathroom, which I didn't want to sit on any of the seats. It's that gross. There's flies everywhere. And I walk out. He's like, "Hey, how you doing, sir?" It's like stereotypical Hollywood, black guy in the bathroom, with the towels and dressed up like, I couldn't believe it. So anyways, F south of the border, except for the gift shop.
South of the border is hilarious because it's so stupid. It's a total ironical thing. I got the trump corn. Do you remember the trump corn?
You told me about that. I did not get that because I can't.
No, it's a trump corn. Oh, I found it. I actually lost it when I was moving. So here's trump corn.
Oh, Jesus.
He's got a unicorn. He's got a kind of a donkey ass, kind of about his same dimensions, and he makes this noise. How can you not have the trumpicorn? I can't believe you didn't buy this.
Okay, listen. When you said that, I thought it was something on the menu. I mean this. I thought it was a corn of cob with like some.
That would have been wonderful.
I thought it was a corn of cob, like a street corn with some mayo and paprika and stuff on it, and it had like maybe some of the husk that looked like his hair. That's what I swear that's what was going on in my head. I looked for it on the menu.
No, it's this guy.
No, I did not see that.
How could you not love that? That thing, my dog hates this. My dog is a Democrat.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he that's from there. But I got so much stuff from there. It's the dumbest place in the world. And I haven't sent this to you yet on the relaunch of Asai TV, but episode 3-4 that you'll be getting soon has a small snippet of us going into south of the border and recreating a couple of memes with different hats and stuff. We had a good time in there.
Let's talk about current events and then future events. Current events, hike. That's kind of a past event. It's on Amazon.
Yeah,
that needs to make a movie, by the way, and in the movie, just in the background somewhere. Absolutely, that has to. I don't even like unicorns of that guy. I swear, I just fuck that guy. Anyway, WJHC, you made an announcement that it was available on Amazon. My dumbass thought you meant Amazon Prime, so I look it up and I texted you. I'm like, where the frick's your movie? I want to watch it. I still haven't seen the final copy of it, So it's not on Amazon Prime yet. Hopefully it will be. The hike is there,
yes.
But
things have changed. Things are getting harder to make. It's harder, and Amazon keeps changing their parameters. When we released the hike, they started taking off do-it-yourself videos, documentaries, short films that were independently made, and now it's extremely hard to get an independent movie on there because WJHC is black and white and kind of controversial because we kind of make fun of. We make fun of. It's one of those things. It's like My Cousin Vinny. It makes fun of two different polar opposite groups, and in this movie, we're kind of making fun of Southerners and Yankees. But we're also making fun of like religious folks and non-religious folks. And so if you're on one side, you get offended. So I think and it's pretty vile. There's some pretty vile humor in there. And so I think Amazon said no, because it's curated now. But if you're a fan of Wrestling with Ghosts, or if you like The Hike, it is available, this new movie, WJHC, and it's a really effing good movie. We've sent it out to get reviews. The early reviews, everybody's saying, hey, man, this is a great movie.
I have put it over since you gave me a sneak peek of it last year. It's one of the funniest, not just independent movies, but it's just, me. I like you, and I like your brain. Even with the south of the border thing, you don't look at that as in, hey, there's going to be cool Mexican food. I'll even say we don't look at that. We look at it because, like you said, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's the stupidest thing. I turn into a little kid when I see things like that. I think it's just, I was like, oh my God, it's Pedro. It's a giant sombrero. This is awesome. I'm so happy that I tried the food and I couldn't wait to get the hell out of there. But you kind of look at things the same way. And I am so tired, dude. I just watched the George Carlin documentary on HBO Max. Have you seen it?
No, I'd like to. No,
no. Yes. It's perfect. Okay. It's perfect. Good. But it made me just long for a time. We are the greatest generation. I don't want to hear this shit about those World War II racist, sexist, abusive, drunk, alcohol smoking everywhere in a fucking airplane pieces of shit that our grandparents were. Yes, our grandparents were fucking assholes, okay? Because they could be. Because there was no Facebook and internet and cell phones in everybody's pocket. If they had that back then, cancel culture would have happened in the 1900s at this point. You can't call that the greatest generation just because they got tricked into going to a freaking war and dying. We do that. We can do that now if we really wanted to, and probably will be soon. But the ones that were born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s and 90s, and still exist today, we are the greatest. And what do you call us? Gen X? I don't even know what they call us. I don't like labels and all that stuff. We are the goddamn greatest generation. And I'm going to write a book about this. I mean that. And
I think people now are recognizing that the greatest generation, yes, there was a lot of problems, but they worked hard and they went through a lot of shit. They saw a lot of stuff. The baby boomers are the ones that bother me the most because they did all the drugs, had all the sex, sold all of our companies overseas, and they were homophobic and racist and all this stuff. And they weren't good parents, yet they pretended they were good parents. They didn't live through the Great Depression, yet they pretended that they had it hard. They're just the most selfish generation. And we're pretty cynical, but we're still pretty fun. And if you talk to millennials who are honest, or anybody, Generation Z, they'll say things. And I feel bad for Generation Z because they have a complex now. Like they're like, I wish people would.
What is that? What is Generation
Z? That's my daughters and your son's group now. It's the people that were born after the millennium, pretty much. And I don't know the dates exactly, but our generation was just the last one to be awesome. And, I had a millennial tell me, he goes, we can't be cooler than Generation X because you guys, we were in the back seat in a car seat. You guys were going 180 miles down the road. You guys did everything. And I feel bad. I do think like the world sucks for them.
Well, we are the last truly free generation.
Yes.
9/11 nipped that shit in the butt. COVID has put a death nail in it. We are the last free generation. Free of internet is just enough.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's better or worse. I love internet. We wouldn't be talking like this right now. But it's not being used the way it should be, much like everything in human society. Sugar, yeah, we'll sweeten our coffee a little bit. Now everything has sugar. Corn syrup, yeah, we can grow corn, make the farmers rich, and some of them, and we can use it for a couple different many uses for corn syrup. Now it's in everything. It's everything. Internet, yeah, we can do it to keep share cat videos and talk to Vinny online. Peace. No, it's hatred and death and threats and bullying, and
it was supposed to bring us all together, the internet. Yeah, I remember that's how they pitched it, and it does, and it brings people that don't like each other together and makes them grow further apart. So, yeah, and I don't care about the generational thing. I think people should be judged as individuals, and I like to razz people.
Well, that's
about
my
being
line. That's my
Yeah.
line. Character, action, and skill. We're all different people. I don't lump anybody, but
I do like busting the balls of the other generations because they do suck. But they really don't. They just we were lucky to be. We have the technology now that the kids have.
we've seen it all.
Kinda, yeah.
We've seen the dark ages into the future. We really have.
Well, I always told people, I said, from 1973 to 93, that 20-year period, God, you went from disco to the invention of the Atari to the Berlin Wall falling down and the Rubik's Cube, and Michael Jackson was not hip anymore. Then he was hip, and the gas prices back in the Iran Contra and the
Challenger and everything.
The Challenger.
The Challenger was the first thing that blew me away, like literally, like not figuratively,
but all of that stuff happened in that 20-year period. Afros, bell bottoms,
internet,
and then the internet, grunge, and then everybody the decade of decadence and crack rocks in the hood, and just it was amazing. And then you think from 93 to 2003 or 2013, nothing changed except we got iPhones. I mean, they've still been on the grunge and hip hop kick for the last 25, 28 years. And I feel bad.
We can
nothing
prove
has changed.
We can prove that we are the greatest generation by one thing. What class of music is covered the most? 80s songs. What movies are being recreated or adding sequels to now more than any other decade? The 80s. Well, and 90s to a point.
And if we're children of the 70s, I mean, I think the best movies were in the 70s. I think the best music was in the 70s. And I think the 90s music is still being played. I mean, if you want to make an argument, the 90s music, if you turn on a radio station, it still is rap and grungy, effing terrible rock and bad country.
But but if you go on, there's no 90s tours right now. But the 80s hair metal guys, there's the ones that are still alive. Stephen Pearcy, who's a close friend of mine, he's on the road every single week, nonstop.
Well, those guys
and he's sold out arenas now, just with his name. It's crazy. He's coming to Gatlinburg for some big rock fest. I'm thinking about going.
Yeah, last year, Vince Neil fell off a speaker and broke his leg.
Oh, that's where he did that. Nice.
Yeah, in Gatlinburg, yeah. So
thankfully, he's lost all the weight. Anyways, your stuff. You got new Wrestling with Ghosts coming towards me. I will eventually talk you into giving me a WJHC once we do the relaunch, and you can put a tag on it.
I will do it. And we're working on the movie. And for the WJHC, I don't have the.
I want that DVD. I want that damn movie.
It's black and white. It's a dialogue-driven comedy. It's a fish out of water trope. It's about Y2K. Speaking of Generation X, something we lived through there. And when I first moved down to Tennessee and was down south, people were freaking out. I don't know how it was all over the country, but I'm sure it was pretty much the same. There were people buying plots of land. People thought, and if people who don't know, if you're too young, everybody thought the computers would seize up. Somebody let a rumor out that when Y2K, when the year 99 flipped over to year 0, that all the computers were going to freak out, and all of the nuclear warheads in Russia and the United States were going to start shooting off because they were afraid these archaic computers weren't going to be able to read January 2000. They thought the things, and so everybody was worried that there was going to be war and pestilence and bombs and fire. So people were freaking out. And so
I was on stage. With One-Eyed Buffalo. That's where I wanted to be at the turn of the century. I said I want to be on stage, and I did it.
Well, congratulations! I was
playing at Shelley's Bar in Lawton, Oklahoma, in front of about 112 people.
I was playing. Fun. I was playing Trivia Pursuit with my mother in case things went bad. A friend of mine named JJ, an Arabic guy who's a complete a-hole, who is not fun to play board games with. And then the woman who would later become my wife was there. And
Nice.
yeah, so I still remember that. That's back when I used to roll around in a wheelchair, and my mom was freaking out. Could you please get out of the wheelchair? And I thought it was the best. I really still think the wheelchair is the best kind of seat to have because it's made for people who can't get out of it. So it's the most comfortable seat I've ever owned. But anyway,
Where were you when they shot Kennedy?
Still in my mother's or my dad's goose shooter, I guess.
Where were you on 9/11?
9/11, I was asleep and I woke up. 9/11 was weird because I woke up alone. I was working night shift. And I had a dream that people were screaming and that they were on fire. And so when you work night shift, you have a feeling, you always feel like shit when you wake up in the afternoon anyway. You just don't feel right. It's not natural. No matter how cool you are, how much you like working nights, your body never likes it. Your brain may like it, but your body doesn't. So I woke up and I was like, God, I feel awful. And I remember, like, I lived underneath my in-laws, actually, and I think they were screaming and stuff at one point. And I go on AOL. This is how old this was. And I'm sitting there looking, and I'm like, Twin Tower. Okay. The Twin Towers get hit all the time. I scroll down. Oh, shit. They fell. Scroll down. And then it was like the Pentagon was hit. Scroll down. And then it was like Americans took down a plane. They took command of a plane and crashed it to keep it from crashing into another building. And then I was like, we're at war. And then at that point, you know, for the next little bit, you were wondering, is something going to happen tomorrow? Is something going to happen? You know, who are we fighting? You know? And then you realize we're not fighting anybody, just a couple of crazy people. And, but yeah, that was wild to kind of wake up and have that premonition and then scrolling. Well, I'm like, oh my God. Because I didn't know when I got to the damn Pentagon thing, I was like, what else has happened? You know, I mean, it was nuts.
I just got off of, I remember staying in Lawton, Oklahoma. I used to run a nightclub called The Asylum, which bred Asylum Championship Wrestling, which bred Asai TV. And I got home. I stayed the night there. I slept in the club because I had a little place I can lay down on a couch because I was really tired or drunk, one of the two. And I remember getting home, and I was a CNN freak back in that day before I realized it was all just entertainment news. I think at one point it wasn't. I think that changed it, to be honest with you. But
what was it? I missed what you said. You were
CNN. Like CNN is entertainment. It's not news. This is what's happening, and where can we put the commercials? That's basically what it is. But I remember I turned it on, and I remember I must have turned it on at like 8 o'clock in the morning, or it was even earlier. It was like 7 o'clock in Oklahoma at that point. And it was like breaking news as soon as I turned the TV on. And whenever I think of 9/11, I think of McDonald's for some reason, for the reason it being is I went to McDonald's because you get sick if you watch this shit too long. You get an addiction. You get like it's sickness. And that's why I'm not watching anything about this shooting in Texas. Nothing I say is going to do anything. Nothing.
A human being trying to watch it is you trying to control this, you having some sort of control over something horrible. And the sad thing is you can't control it. So watching it makes you feel like you have some control over it. And it's not true. I'm not a big church going guy. In fact, this movie WJHC is some people would think it was pretty sacrilegious that we just released. Some people don't. Some people cry at the end of it and they think it's
which is why I like it.
Yeah, some people think it's this beautiful religious story. It's whatever you want it to be. But I went to church because we all felt so bad at that 9/11, and the pastor said some of the best stuff I've ever heard anybody from a church say, and he was just like, turn the TV off. You can't control it. He goes, there's going to be weird stuff like little tiny mushrooms and fungus growing all in your mind, and it's going to make you sick. You've got to replace. We can't stop. We can't change it. It's horrible, but we can't change it now. We've got to learn how to grow, and that's the crazy thing. That's when 9/11 happened. We were all people in Alabama and fucking Oklahoma were wearing shirts saying we're all New Yorkers and we love New York. And it felt like at that point we were one country.
It's a shame it took something like that. You know what I mean?
But it's a shame how much it dissipated when Katrina happened. Katrina happened and everybody's like, shit, that sucks. And it was like, where was the outpouring of love for people in America being stuck at the Superdome and nobody coming to help them? I mean,
there was an outpouring. It's like you said, you can't lump everybody together.
Right.
Was there as much? No, because there was a hurricane and not a terrorist attack. There was a big difference. But the addiction to the media, and I guess that's what we'll talk about here before we talk about some movies that we got to start talking about that we're going to be doing. The addiction to the media, I've been guilty of it. It's a sickness. You get drawn in. And then when that's not enough, then that, people like, the inquiring minds, they dig into the conspiracies and then they get into that, hardcore. And then when that's not enough, then you just wait 5 minutes and something horrible will happen. Like I said, the shooting in Texas, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I hate it, but there's nothing I can do about it. The only thing that I think humans, especially the United States, can do about it, because other countries have more of a tribal instinct, but we don't. We're loners. We're all about ourselves. Look at me. You're guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. Look at me. I did a thing today. Look at me. I'm eating Venezuelan food. Look at me. I got a podcast. Look at me. I made a movie. We're look at me people. Now, some of us deserve to be. And when I say us, I mean us and other entertainers. The cream should always rise at the top. The unfortunate thing with today's situation in society, the cream doesn't rise at the top. Everybody thinks they rise to the top. So it's, you get YouTubers that have a cell phone and a light bulb and they'll get 1 million subscribers. Meanwhile, people like us get 100 per video if we're very lucky. It's a weird world right now. It really is. So right now,
I get about 3. But anyway, but it's still terrible compared to, and I've been a lifelong entertainer. So yeah, I used to worry about that. I was like, man, because I feel like, look at me. But I'm an entertainer, man. That's what's in my blood. And I'm not happy doing anything else. I'm only happy when I'm entertaining people. And so I'm not somebody, I don't even care. I don't even care for fame. I don't care to make money. I just want to create content that I like. And I'd like to be paid to do it handsomely. I don't care if anybody, I don't want to go and get mauled at a mall or downtown at a restaurant. I don't want to be, oh my God, it's him. I don't care about any of that stuff. I want to make stuff that I like, my friends like.
It sucks because it happens to me daily and I hate it. It's just,
I've been with you. It's like, everybody's grabbing at your pants and saying, let me see those bobalones. And you're like, dude, they're my precious plums.
Double up on the pants. That's what I sweatpants underneath. That's how you.
Is that why you do it? I was wondering why you walk like you got a load.
Well, dude, I've been walking like that today because yesterday was leg day and I don't do the gym. Yeah. It's like my first leg day in 47 years.
Well, you look good. Yeah, if that picture you had like the shoulder definition a little bit, you had some biceps.
Gym lighting, brother. Gym lighting is the best. It's all from way up there, and it's the stall coming down on you, and you're just like. Rrr. So yeah,
I've got pictures like that too, where I do not have arms, and I've been in. That looks fucking good.
I actually took that picture of myself because I was picking on one of my bodybuilding friends. And I said, oh, yeah, you ain't got shit on me. One of those kind of jokes. But I actually looked at it and went, wow, that actually looks kind of like I know what I'm doing. But I did. I killed myself in the gym yesterday, and I've been suffering for it every day.
Yeah, and you're rewarding yourself with 3,000 calories. Right,
I just ate about 3,000 calories. You're right. Yeah. Evil Tacos, speaking of 3,000 calories, are we doing this thing in July? I've been waiting to hear from Luke. Late July, last week of July is when we were planning on being out there. My son and I are coming out. Leah from Sparkle Nation's coming out. I've sent the script to everybody. I've heard nothing back from anybody doing.
You need to resend it to me, and you need to send it. We are filming. Just send it. Resend it. We are.
And you're cool with full frontal full frontal nudity, right?
No, I'm not doing that. I did full ass last time. I'm not doing. You gotta pay me for that. So.
We're paying you handsomely.
We gotta. I don't dick for free. I don't.
Luke will do it.
Luke will do it. We're doing our own movie, which is the weather has been really bad, and Luke's schedule sucks. But yeah, that's something I'm going to be able to be free as a bird on that. but that's something you're really going to have to nail down with Luke. Luke just inked a contract today, but we have no idea what he's filming. We are going to be through June and the first part of July shooting Camp Smokey like a mother effer. In fact, Saturday we're filming the first scene of the movie, and but we will be he will be available every day. It's just going to be peculiar to what time. So, but we'll do it. We'll definitely do it.
This movie is honestly when I first started talking to you guys, that thing where you guys were kind of like the Jay and Silent Bob, the Cheech and Chong, the buddy comedy, but in a different light. You're completely different than them, but you still have that same dichotomy. When I saw that, I started coming up with ideas in my head because I love your interactions. You did an episode of Wrestling with Ghost where you're wearing the fur jacket, you're getting eaten by mosquitoes or something. And watching you guys yell at each other, I was freaking roaring, laughing about, and it wasn't even about what you were, just you're pissed off because you're, wearing a fur jacket, a $10,000 fur coat in the woods and there's bugs and shit. I'm dying. I'm sitting there going, God, these guys are so good, this back and forth. And you've done other things since then that are just back and forth, but you've never really done the buddy comedy yet. I mean, even WJHC, yeah, you're on the same side of things, but you're not buddies. It's not you and him as a focal point. Right. That has to happen, and I need to make that happen. So when I thought of Evil Tacos, I'm thinking of Cheech and Chong meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because what's better than Cheech and Chong and what's better than Texas Chainsaw Massacre? There's not a whole lot of things that are better than those two things. Put them together, and I really think if you have a show called Evil Tacos on Shudder, on Amazon, on Sci TV, on Hulu, on whatever, people are going to click the hell out of that thing.
I think I think the best thing about Evil Tacos is the name. I really do think tacos are...
Never read the script yet. We're sitting right now. God damn it.
Tacos,
they're trendy.
Yeah. And evil, it's meta. It's easy to understand. When you make a movie, this is something I learned, is you've got to realize most people are incredibly slow, and the things that you think are clever are going to be probably it's going to go over people's heads. So you just I think the second movie is a lot easier. Hey, it's a fish out of trope. What happens if Y2K was the return of Christ? And you don't get to go, so the devils and demons and hobgoblins show up. I mean, it's not too much more difficult than that. The first movie, there was a paranormal bad guy, and we thought other people were the bad guys, and were we the bad guys? Hey, thank you. And so I think Evil Tacos.
And here's the thing. It's not an evil taco. I want people to know that right now. It's not a taco with like angry eyebrows, like going around eating people. I wish I could afford to make that movie. This is a couple guys who own you guys that are up in the Smoky Mountains, making their living as a taco stand owners. And I wrote it as if I were you. I did that.
Oh,
I've watched enough of your stuff to where I know you, I know Luke, I know the people that are going to be in there, Leah, and even myself. I know the people that are here. I don't know if Heather's going to be on there. Oh yeah, she's going to be. You're banging Heather actually in this movie. So
hell yeah.
I mean, if you'd read the script, the funniest part of it is the sex scene.
I dig it. I'm all about it.
You and Luke banging a couple of drunk girls. So it's
reminds me of Fargo.
And having a deep conversation next to each other. While it's when I wrote that part, my ass was freaking purple. Like I literally was laughing. I was horse laughing about this whole damn thing. Just picturing it in my head going, and it's just a close up of you guys like just boom, like, and you can't even see the girls, but it's implied, and it's just.
I think we need to see the girls. That'll be good.
Well, you got Heather; she's attractive, and she says she'll bring her friend.
I dig it.
There it is.
But that sounds like a good bit. I got one for the fourth movie we're doing called Computer Generated Movie. That I can't. It's a sex scene between non-humans that I think is the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. I can't wait to shoot that movie. So
is that the one you wanted me for, or is it a different one?
Yeah. I Computer Generated Movie is going to be a movie about
Great name, by the way.
Thank you. It's I don't want to say too much because I'm afraid somebody's going to steal it, but we are going to be shooting it within the year. It's and I guess we need to copyright it pretty quick. But it's a movie about all of our movies in the Smoky Mountain Chronicles are about lore and legends from this area. And so, what if the Oak Ridge supercomputer, which Oak Ridge was the place where they made the bombs to drop on Japan, the atom bombs. And this Oak Ridge supercomputer was the largest computer in the world, but it's obsolete. It's as big as like 2 rooms, this computer. So to stay relevant, it wants to make movies and convinces our studio, which
you're saying too much, man. You're saying too much because I already want to steal it.
Yeah. So anyway, it creates a movie. The movie's terrible. It makes no sense. It becomes a blockbuster. And Luke and I, the computer oversees us, reads our lips, saying we got to take this computer out. And it's very 2001 at that point, where HAL versus the humans in Space Odyssey 2001. It's basically us trying to take out the computer before it takes our jobs away and makes us obsolete. So the legend and lore is the supercomputer from Oak Ridge, and what happens at the end of the movie is going to be pretty ridiculous, but I can't wait to make that one.
There's nothing like what you guys are doing. Like I've said to you many times, the closest thing is probably Clerks, things like it, but it's a Clerks feel, but it has nothing to do with Clerks. Even The Hike was like the Clerks in the woods. The WJHC was the Clerks for that scenario. And great idea making it black and white too. It was such a
that was your idea.
Oh, what? No, was it me?
That was your idea because the dailies were coming back and we couldn't get where we shot that looked just like where the radio station I used to work at. And it's just the ugliest day.
The lighting sucked bad, dude. It was awful.
The walls are ugly. There was no way to make that place pretty. And
that's why I said that. I was just like,
there was like puce and just really bad off-white and everything. We had all this cool lighting and it all made everybody washed out and stuff. It was horrible. So
if you would have told me that when you sent me those first clips, if you would have told me that this movie, WJHCAM, get it at Walmart.com, get it at Amazon.com. If you would have told me that would have been one of my favorite movies easily for the last 10 years. And I mean, I'm not saying this to blow smoke up your ass. You know better.
Thank you.
I don't like The Hike.
The Hike's great.
I like you in The Hike. I don't like The Hike. That's about it.
The Hike is wonderful, by the way.
WJHC. I think I've watched it 3 times. And I like you in The Hike. I like Luke in The Hike. I like a couple things in The Hike. The moron of the kicking a skunk. And I like all that stuff. Overall, I didn't like it. It just wasn't it. WJHC is literally one of my favorite movies that I've seen. I'll say in this since 2000. I don't even know what happened in 2000, but I'm just saying like in the last 22 years.
Thank you.
That freaking movie had me rolling. And I
it's funny. It's good.
But you have to get it.
Well, that's right. It's not for everybody. I think it's for Gen X people. I think newer, younger people aren't going to get a lot of it. But if you're a certain age, somewhere between 30s and 50s, I think that's going to be your movie. And there were people. There's been a review that says it's the funniest movie since The 40-Year-Old Virgin. There's a review that says they thought it was the funniest movie since This Is the End, which was a very funny apocalyptic movie with Seth Rogen and James Franco and Craig Robinson and Danny McBride and all them. So it's
a great movie. Here's the thing. I want you and Luke and everyone attached to your group that makes these movies. I want you guys to reap untold fortunes, but I do not want you to have a budget for your films.
We got to have some. There's the 6th movie's we're going to have to budget. But that's, it's funny that you say that because we're at a level now. Now we're not at the level that we need to be, so we can start having pool parties and yachts and taking people on, African expeditions where we hunt rare elephants or anything. We're not making
I can't
that.
wait to do that. It's going to be great.
That's right. Well,
you me, and the guys from Jimmy John's and the Trump kids. Yeah, we're gonna get that white rhino.
Hey, I want to put this meat in the Jimmy's John's.
Yeah, I just want the trunk, the rhino, the white rhino trunk.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's all you just want to wipe out a.
Rare... I'm gonna do Jello shots out of it, bro. Yeah.
But I have thought of that. Like, what if somebody? Because people are talking to me now. Distributor came and approached me about WJHC. And so I've got people talking in my ear now. And I'm like, what do we do if somebody says, here's $500,000? What do we do if somebody, at that point, I'm going to freak the fuck out. When we have $5,000, I'm like, this is how we do it. No problem. The big budget though, that freaks me out. I mean, if somebody came to you, and I'm being serious here, I know the funny thing to say, somebody comes up with this $500,000, just make a movie. It's just as shitty as the rest of ours, and just
advertise with it, and just, I mean, seriously, that's
most
movie budgets go to advertising, but it's
90%. That's the crazy thing. If you hear a movie costs $60 million, a lot of that. Well, I don't know about that much, but like if a movie is $1 million, $900,000 of that money is going towards advertisement. It's normally a 90-10 split, which still boggles my mind. I thought people got really rich making $1 million movie, but apparently they don't. But they can reap rewards from the back end if it gets out there. But a lot of it is just pure advertising. And,
I think honestly, I was a big fan of like goof movies like Loaded Weapon 1, the Naked Gun movies and stuff, like Airplane, of course. I think that if I had a $60 million budget for Evil Tacos, like one of your customers would be George Clooney, like another customer would be freaking, I would like have Will Smith come in for $5 million and smack you or something, and then we make a taco out of him.
There's interesting ways now because of the internet. This is something like we were talking about, God, I can't remember who it is. Ja Rule or somebody Travis knows from a friend. We can get them on Cameo to do a bit for like $500. It takes a minute. And we can put that in the movie, get a release, and then it's like you put Ja Rule on the box art. It's an interesting thing to do that you can actually get people in for fairly cheap. And now that we're making these movies, it's really weird. There's all these weird... It's just weird, the movie industry. There's like, I don't know if people really find this interesting. If you want me to shut up, I'll shut up. But
no, dude, we're only 12 minutes over. It's cool.
There's conservative movie stars. I never knew that. There are guys who are like, I don't know if they're Trumpers, but they're Republicans, like Bruce Willis, Kurt Russell, Kevin Sorbo, definitely, and a couple people like that.
Scott Baio.
Scott Baio's another one, but there's a contingent of them that aren't
Chuck
assholes.
Norris.
Yeah, there's some guys like that, but a lot of them, if you're a conservative, if you have a conservative producer, they'll come do your movie for like $10,000. So you can get like Kurt Russell to come out, do your movie. It's got to be like a day. He'll do like $10,000 a day, but you could do an all-day shoot with Kurt Russell. Put him on the damn box, and that's almost guaranteed. People still love Kurt Russell because he didn't come out and talk about his politics. And it's just weird. It's just weird pockets of information that I've gotten since I've been in this thing.
It's like that Nick Cage movie where they went to like it's like Five Nights at Freddy's, the video game, but he goes to this place like that used to be like a Chuck E. Cheese.
I haven't seen that. What did you think of that?
My son played it because
Five Nights at Freddy's.
No. I didn't. I've never. That game's creepy. Whatever, it scares you. But I'm talking about a movie,
right?
And I can't remember what it's called.
It's got Nick Cage in it. I know what you're talking about.
It's an independent movie that just reached out to him and said, "Hey, like we don't have a lot of money, but you want to do this movie?" And he did it, and it's great. It's so good. I don't know if it's on Amazon or Netflix. Are you looking it up? Because
I was, and then I was like, I don't know if it's rude. I guess you can see my. No, I don't. The deer in the headlights.
Yeah, how dare you be rude to me? That's kind of our thing, man. You look it up too.
Movies. I know what you're talking about.
I completely forgot the name of it.
He's got a new one coming out. Is it Prisoners in Ghostland? No, Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah, Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah,
that's it. It's so good. And you know how many words he says in it?
What?
0. But he's the main guy.
Okay, so
he doesn't say anything. I don't remember if he said anything at the end or not. No, he's not the monster. He's the hero. He's the main guy.
I gotta see it. Where's it at? Can you?
I don't remember where I saw it. My kid just started playing it. I'm like, what is this? Is that Nick Cage? What is that?
Is he back cool? And Nick Cage has a weird filmography, boy.
I would love to film something like that with him, but it was just a really good movie. But anyways, the point of it is they got him for basically nothing, and they just had a fun script that he wanted to do. So you never know where your stuff's going to end up, man. You never know what movie you're going to be making in 10 years, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. And I'm glad I'm your friend, man. It means a lot to me.
I am too, and I think if people can see WJHCAM, I think that's going to do. This weekend, I'm sending it out to a bunch of places to review it and try to get publicity that way. We did a lot of film festivals with the hike. We got 36 wins, which is pretty good. Different awards and stuff at the hike. But what that led to was a lot of piracy, and I don't want to do that yet. With that, I want people to have to pay a little bit, or at least watch it on a streaming service first. So that's what.
Well, as soon as the Side TV, the new launch comes out and the reboot, which is probably in a month or two, maybe less. I gotta have that movie on there, dude.
We'll have the whole Smoky Mountain Chronicles on.
Absolutely, dude. I want them all, and you can put those anywhere. They're not owned by anybody else but you, right?
No, I can do whatever I want. I have there's a guy that one of the distributors is kind of in control of something, but he's not in control of everything.
Okay, that's cool.
There's a non-exclusive. I'm not exclusive with anything. Let's put it that way.
I just I don't like dealing with anybody, and I've been managed with the Side TV. We've managed to skirt around the edges, if you know what I mean.
That's the best way to do it, and I think you can. I could figure out how to do distributing, but when you're writing and editing and acting and promoting, it's God. I get tired. I don't want to have to pitch the movie at that point. I'd like somebody to carry some of the weight, and I don't have all those connections yet. So, but that's coming because we're on the radar now, so people are watching our shit. And
what we do breeds creativity, because neither one of us, we probably have the same exact number in the bank account than the other one does, and it's
after I bought this house, it's gotten a lot lower. Let's put it that way.
Oh, dude, trust me. After putting a Side TV 2.0 as the new thing, it's like that cost how much? Yeah. And I'm a shopaholic on top of that, so it's pretty bad, but. I'm glad you exist. I'm glad you're my brother from another mother. Same with Luke and everybody else. And the other thing that we're going to do, we're going to cross the country here pretty soon. We talked about this on your podcast. We're going to drive from Baltimore to freaking Los Angeles and film the entire thing for another movie that we're going to do next year. We just got to figure out when Stephen Piercy is going to be playing at the Whiskey in Los Angeles again. And we're going to film that maybe even first. And then we might even just fly out for that, to be honest with you, just to fly out for that, film that literal day of filming. Then we're going to go back to Baltimore. You could use my van for the freaking thing. We're going to drive our asses all the way here. It's going to be so much fun.
I can't wait. That's going to be, people like road movies. I think there's a sense of adventure. And if we just have 4 or 5 funny scenes, that thing's going to be a hit. I mean,
I think there's like 30 funny scenes in this
thing. Well, then
so.
Hallelujah. Let's do it. I can't wait. That's something I can't wait to fucking do.
Well, cool, man. You go back to your life. I'm going to finish this podcast, which was supposed to be an hour, which is going on an hour and 20. So, and I haven't talked about anything on my list of things to talk about. I got listener mail here to answer. I'm not going to do it again. But what were you going to say?
You can't talk about pee bottles when you want girls to buy your TV network. So you talk about me being opinionated. That's one of my opinions. You like Luke. Luke is I don't know. Maybe you guys get into some weird girl shit. Maybe you have weird girls that are into S&M or something. I think that's girl repellent. Now, I don't know why you just don't pull over. Why don't you just pull over and piss?
Because that's 15 minutes right there, brother.
No, it's not. Don't you
get a drink? 15 minutes. No. That's 15 minutes. I got drinks in the fridge in the van. I don't like stopping when I'm on the road until I have to get gas.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, we're gonna have. I love stopping.
I will drive. No, I like stopping if there's something cool to do. If there's a cool little museum or an attraction or roadside deal, absolutely I'm stopping. I stop at every one of those. That's what I'd rather do my time. Sometimes I'll pee on those, but there's other times when you're just in
You'll
the van.
pee on the roadside
I'll
attractions.
pee on that roadside attraction. I don't give a shit what it is.
The styrofoam dinosaur.
Yep, I'll piss right on that T-Rex. I don't care. But you get the bottle, you put it there, you put Mr. Floppy in the bottle, and then you're just.
Now, there's a thing called the gorge between Montana and
I thought you were talking about between the nuts and the ass. That's the gooch.
No,
man.
that's the gooch.
Okay.
And in fact, if you want to see something called Taint My Ride, which we created on Big,
I have seen that.
That is, I'm talking to the people here, your people. But anyway, Big and Funky Productions YouTube page. Check out Taint My Ride. But there's a road called the Gorge between Montana, Idaho, and it goes in between Oregon and Washington. Have you done that particular road yet?
I've done everything short of Maine and in Boston. I've never been to Boston. I've been to Massachusetts last week or 2 weeks ago, but I've never been to Maine. I've never been to Minnesota, never been to Wisconsin, never been to North Dakota, and that's it. And Alaska and Hawaii, of course, I've never been to, unfortunately.
I'd have to ask. Well, anyway, there's a road up there that's absolutely gorgeous. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. I'm going to get out of your head, dude.
Well, here's a cool thing. I'm going to let that lead into something I'm going to talk about. I was actually just talking to my daughter now. We're doing a new show called Tripping with My Dad. I have Father-Son Spooky Ghost with my son, and now we're going to have Tripping with My Dad. The first
illegal drugs with my daughter.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, she liked that name because I think she does some drugs, but anyway,
psychedelics.
Yeah, the fun stuff, the safe stuff, but
the fun safeties.
The first 5 episodes are going to be Route 66 from Chicago to LA. We're filming that in a couple of weeks. Can't wait. And then we're doing I-75 from the top of Michigan to the bottom of Florida. Can't wait. And you and I, man, we're going east to west all the way to Los Angeles from Baltimore, filming a movie on the way. Can't wait. And it's a lot of miles on this damn van. I've had this van for 6 months. How many oil changes do you think I've had in there in that time?
1.
7. No, 6. It'll be 7 when I get back.
So is that 30,000 miles or 12,000?
30,000 freaking miles.
30,000
in 6 months.
Well,
75,000 of them was this last trip. I went to Rhode Island, then Gatlinburg, or Chicago, Rhode Island, Gatlinburg, all over Florida, south of Florida, then home. It's crazy.
7,500.
Yeah, I'm sorry, not 1,000.
Okay, yeah.
That'd be around the world. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, is it paid off?
No, hell no, man. It'll be paid off. Hopefully by this time next year, it'll be paid off. So.
Okay, good. All right, man. You be good now, brother.
Go about your life, man. I'll quit bugging you for now.
Oh, you're delightful.
Love you, my friend. Talk to you soon. All right. That was Vinny Vineyard from the Big and Funky Productions. And I dig that guy, man. Okay, I got I got a whole bunch of Tracy Aced is putting Mr. Floppy in the bottle. Yeah, I said it. That's what I call him. A lot of people call him that. Mr. Floppy is king. It says I got 10 comments here, but I only see 4, and they're all from Tracy. Did you guys comment and then delete your comment? That's weird to me. Why would you do that? I was going to talk to you. Are you mad that I didn't talk to you? I'm only seeing on StreamYard the comments from Too Much E and Courtney and you guys, which I really, like I said, I wanted to keep this around an hour. I did not. I don't know what lawn means. You just said lawn, Tracy. Are you still watching? Lawn. Why did you write the word lawn? I'm confused about this. It's a very fun movie. Oh, I am the only person watching on Facebook. Oh, well, cool. So we had a whole bunch when we started. I guess it really sucked. As soon as Vinny came on, everybody left. It's really weird. Well, I adore that guy. I find him entertaining. I'm sorry you guys don't. He's a good-looking guy. He's better than me. Who's down here? What are you still doing here? Your microphone's off.
I was trying to distract you by punching myself in the face. I didn't know if you could see me and stuff.
I saw somebody down there, but the word remove was completely over your face.
And so anyway, I was just going to tell you, if you got this StreamYard thing where it's shooting out, you got to correlate all the like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope.
But I do.
And it should be because I've got, let's see, I've got.
You can't get Instagram on there, which I find weird because Facebook owns Instagram.
I got Costapes.
Yeah, we got, that's a
and then
corgi.
Tamuchi.
I call him too muchy, but that's probably wrong.
Oh yeah, too muchy. Yeah,
I like too muchy. So you
so
can
there
put
you
their
go.
stuff here at the bottom too. He says taco like I. I don't know if that's him though. It could be him. I don't know.
And those are all people from watching.
Well, I get the $25 a month one. You guys must get the $49 one.
No, I get the 25, but it has all of them: Facebook, Twitter, and all that stuff.
Yeah, but you can only do 3 at a time. That's the problem.
Well, I know a guy.
Well, tell him to give me a call.
All right, I will.
I'm booting your ass. I love that guy. Anyways, yeah, it's going on an hour and a half here. Back to the radio voice, an hour and a half past as long as we're supposed to be on here. So sorry to keep you waiting this long, and sorry to make you look at this face for an hour and a half. I know that's got to be horrifying. I am going to go put these guys, I'm going to put them together so I can spy on my cat when I'm on the road. That's literally what this is for. Yes, security, whatever. I have a cat camera up there that has a laser pointer and you can talk through it. I have the Echo Show, which you can do a drop in. I have the Ring on the door. I have the hallway light is a camera that you can also talk through, and they're all like night vision and everything. But I have nothing in the bedroom for when I leave, and I have nothing looking over the parking lot because I'm a little old lady that likes to know what's going on outside at all times. I live in an apartment, and it's not a bad part of town whatsoever, but a lot of people are like, why do you live in a tiny little apartment? And what the freaking hell do I need a house for? I am a single man. I have a cat who has surprisingly been very quiet. Look at my couch. I can do that because I'm single. No one's going to tell me to fix the couch pillows. My kid actually did that. Look at my little golf course right here. I have a golf course. Are you kidding me? I have a sign that says, you can't make everyone happy. You're not a taco. I have a suit of armor with a batsu from New York City. All these pictures are like of me and my kid and my family and people. And, we're supposed to have another guest, but I'm kind of glad I can't get a hold of her. My daughter, of course. I wanted to talk about, we'll save that for next week. We'll talk about this road trips we got coming up. And also, I just got hired again from Women's Wrestling Army, Maria. I'll be out in Chicago at the end of June for about 5 days, filming that event and probably filming another episode of the Bennetts. Oh, man. Tracy Yaste is still... Hi, Tracy. I want to talk to you about those cameras. I have an idea for something that you might need my help with. I always need your help, Tracy. Everybody needs your help. But anyways, I am going to let you go right now. I need to process all this Venezuelan food I've eaten. And my teeth hurt. That's really weird. I went to the dentist this morning, and she took the picks and the drills and everything, like I was saying. And they did it this side of my mouth last week, and it didn't hurt. I actually kind of almost fell asleep while she was doing it. But this week, it's like just sensitive. I hate it. Teeth problems are the worst problems. So that's why every time I talk, I can feel it in this tooth right here. But my teeth are like amazing. She even said they're really good teeth. She said, congratulations. So anyways, I got to let you go. I've got stuff to do. I got to rub one out. I got to put these cameras up. I've got to edit 9,000 projects. I got a dry erase board right there that has them all listed off, and like very few of them are crossed out. Aside TV 2.0, the relaunch is happening real soon. You're going to know about it. You're going to know about it. Trust me. And it's going to be awesome. So I got to have a lot of new content. I think in the month of July, we are going to have a new episode of something or a brand new show every single day, all 31 days in July. So look forward to that. We got the new Stephen Piercy documentary. We got Stuffed with Renee Paquette. We got 3 episodes of New York Ham, maybe more by then. We've got new episodes of Too Sweet. We got a new show called Scavenger Hunt. We got new Wrestling with Ghosts coming. We've got, how many is that right there? Like 15, and there's so much more. There's like way more than that. So Evilise has a new episode. The Bennetts have 2 new episodes. There's Heath House has another episode that's been sitting around forever. So yeah, man, we got a lot. Call to Adventure. Yeah, there's so much new stuff that's already done and just waiting. And I'm excited about them. I'm excited to bring that to you. Go to my damn YouTube page if you're not watching this on YouTube. If you are watching this on YouTube, subscribe to this channel immediately. I'll wait. Thank you. And if you're not watching this on YouTube, go to ASY TV. It's spelled like right there. Go to that website, that YouTube site, subscribe to the damn channel. We are a monetized YouTube channel, which means the more you watch and the more subscribers we get, the more money I get. The more money I get, the more content I can bring you in return. And you can go to ASY TV right now. It is available right now, of course, on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and at asytv.com, spelled like, am I looking the right way? That right there, ASY TV. And someday I'm not going to have to tell you that. Recently, I had somebody say, like, what is Asai? What is that? Why are you keeping that name? Why won't you change it to something more relatable or something easier? It sounds like Assy TV. Ass has two S's. If you can't spell, then I don't want you subscribing. Asai TV is half of the word asylum. We were going to be the Asylum Network. That's already taken, and it's a little dark for what we do. I cut the word in half, and Asai TV is what it is. It's like Hulu. What the hell is a Hulu? Nobody knew what a Hulu was. What is Hulu? I didn't know what Hulu was until I got it. So ASY TV is going to be kind of the same thing. And I think it'll catch on. And if people make fun of it, great. They're still talking about it. Awesome. That's what this whole freaking thing is about. You got to get people talking. And if they're talking negatively, it's still positive as far as promotion. And the people will be like, what are you making fun of it in Assy TV for? Then they'll check it out. Simple as that. Bad publicity is still publicity. Now, if you're a pedophile or something, then no, that's bad. You're dead to the world. But if you got a silly name that nobody knows what the meaning of it is, who cares? Figure it out. We're making the meaning of it right now. We're making of it. Honestly, I've thought about it a lot, and it'll probably end up standing for All Story, the All Story Television, ASY. It's kind of like, we'll do some graphic where it pans out and says that. But it's ASY TV. It's half of the word asylum because we're crazy. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. I've said that 5 minutes ago, but I mean it now. Love you all. Don't smoke out in front of entrances. Don't boom your crappy music in cars around residential areas. Spiders suck. UPS can kiss my ass, except for the two people that really kicked ass today. And yeah, be respectful. Don't drive like an asshole. All right. Bye.